Hey guys, joining you from the shores of beautiful Bonita Lakes here in Meridian, Mississippi. It's just me and the ducks and the geese and the mosquitoes out here this afternoon. Hey, I'm entering Jenny Robertson's Comedy with Class competition. It's kind of a dream just to get up and stand on the stage and make people laugh. Hey, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. I've got a weird name. Yeah, that's right. My name is Macon. I know. Macon rhymes with bacon. Yeah, I've heard that all my life. And when you have a weird name, you kind of go through an evolution of how you respond to that. You see, when I was a little fat kid, people would call me Macon Bacon, and I would cry about it. And then later, I'm a big husky kid, and someone calls me Macon Bacon, and I get in a fight. So, you get older, you go to college, you're like, whatever. You call me Mason, Malcolm. One time I go into a cell phone store. I have to write my name down. The agent comes out, looks at the paper, and he calls out the name McKern. And I raised my hand and said, it's Macon. He looks again at the paper and says, could be. I'm like, man, I know what my name is. So call me Mason, Malcolm, McKern, whatever. Look, just call me when it's time to eat. I like to eat, okay? When I'm in college, I got some other big friends, and we formed an informal fraternity. We called it Omicron Chi, OX, the Big Ox Club. We held our meetings at the local buffets. We got to move around that way. It was a lot of fun. Hey, college was great. Did you go to college? A lot of good things happened at college. I met my wife in college. That's right. We met there, started dating, and got married, and been married 23 years now. And I remember the advice our pastor gave us. He said, you guys need to remember, at best, marriage is hard work. Marriage is hard work, but it can be a whole lot of fun. And yeah, we've been married 23 years now. And every June, I celebrate the occasion. My wife, she dons black, and she mourns the day. Not really, just kidding. She's great. We have a good marriage, and it's a lot of hard work, to stay happy and to stay together that long. Life brings stress. Children bring stress. We have children. We love our children. We have not one, not two, not three, but 4 boys. That's right, 4 boys. And if you want to get a visual of what that's like, having 4 boys is sort of like running a blender with the top off. Yeah, that's sort of what our house is like. And I guess I'm a mess maker too, because I tell people I have 4 children. My wife says, well, I have to clean up behind 5 boys, so I get thrown in the mix somehow. Well, parenting, that can be very stressful. It can be a source of joy and stress. Parenting, let's be honest here, guys. Parenting at times is a very dirty job. Now, this is comedy with class. This is clean comedy, but folks, parenting is sometimes a downright dirty job. There's a lot of cleanup involved in parenting. Like the night one of my boys throws up from the top bunk. I hear the splattering and the splashing, and I go in there, and it's like, clean up on aisle 3 and 4 and 5 and the ceiling of all 3. And wow, it was a mess. And I get to do the cleaning up of the nasty stuff as the husband. Here's why. My wife, bless her heart, she's a complimentary barfer. What that means is if someone barfs and she gets near it or smells it or hears it, she's going to complimentary barf too. It's going to make her sick. So to avoid having to clean up twice, I do the cleanup of some of the nasty things. One day years ago, our oldest 2 sons were really small. And by the way, potty training, is that hard? Sometimes it's a little hard. Our oldest was almost potty trained when his little brother came along. And he sees the little brother getting the attention of having his diaper changed. So he decides, no, I don't want to go on the potty. I'll just go in my pull-up like brother does. So one day I'm helping another guy work on someone's house, and I get a phone call. I answer the phone. It's my wife, and she says, you got to come home right now or I'm going to kill this kid. I knew something was bad. So I strike out. I get to the house, and here's what I find out. Maybe you've learned this too. It's not when kids are making a whole lot of noise that you got to be worried. It's when things get quiet. Yeah, quietness will lull you to sleep, and that's when bad things happen. Well, the two boys were down the hall playing in the younger brother's room. You know, we got the fire truck bed, and we've got the plastic play box, toy box there, and they're just playing, having a good time. It's quiet, no one's fussing, and after a while, my wife realizes, I better go check on these guys. And she walks in the room, and on the fire truck bed, she sees these brown stains smeared all across the hood of the fire truck bed. And then there, standing by the toy box, is older brother playing with younger brother, and younger brother's just a smiling, having a good time because his brother's playing with him. But here's what older brother had done. He'd filled up said pull-up and removed its contents, which he had in his hand, and was rubbing it in his brother's hair. That's when I got the phone call. And let me tell you, it takes a long time to get that smell out of a kid's hair. Wow. Well, my wife and my kids do bring me a lot of joy in spite of the cleanups that take place. But I do want to say that although they bring me joy, they're not the source of my joy. You see, knowing Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, now that brings me joy. By calling and profession, I'm a pastor. So just trying to be funny today is a little bit of an alter ego for me. Pastors, you know, we're usually kind of serious and stern sometimes, but I've got a silly side of me, and I love that verse that says, laughter does the heart good like medicine. So I'm just taking a dose of my own medicine and sharing it with you today. Hey, if you don't have a source of joy, here's what I tell folks about going to church. Going to church doesn't make you better than anyone else, but it sure does point you in the right direction. So I hope today I can point you towards Jesus, and you can discover his joy in your life too. This is Making Bacon, signing out.